Hey guys. So, NBC, one of the most trusted channels when it comes to news. NBC drops its name from MSNBC as ratings plummet, network to become MS Now. Wow. I I I don't know what to say. Who would have thought that hearing this dude whine about Donald Trump for like 10 years would just decrease the ratings? Who would have thought? Because if you guys remember, even when Biden was president, all this dude did and all these other people, all they did was fucking whine about Donald Trump. Even now, the dude is trying to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, and they still want to go after him. I think this is just my opinion. Maybe they're just nasty, vile, disgusting, miserable fucking cunts who won't be happy with anything the man does. I think they want him to fail just so they have something to latch onto. From what I heard, even someone like Hillary Clinton said something like he should be given, if he manages to do this, he should be given a Nobel Peace Prize. If fucking Hillary Clinton says that, it's. But these people want him to fail, and people like Rachel Maddow. You've seen with Stephen Colbert. He's supposed to be a late night comedian, but all he does is sit there and whine about Donald Trump. Every person he has on the show is a left-wing activist, left-wing politician, or just someone who they can fucking jerk off with each other. Like, oh my God, that Donald Trump, right? Same thing with MSNBC. Can't imagine. Yeah, Joe, same thing. All they do is whine about Trump. They all whine about Donald Trump. Longtime liberal cable channel MSNBC is about to undergo the biggest change in its nearly three-decade history. According to a new report by CNBC, Comcast is spinning the network out into a separate company and rebranding it as MS Now, removing all connections to NBC and even ditching the famous peacock logo. For now, a joyless read. Yeah, fucking joyless read. Same thing. Whining about Donald Trump, whining, I'm black, so this is the reason for all my fucking problem. It's just one thing after another, and people are just tired of it. People are just tired of it. I mean, Fox News is no better, but you have one Fox News compared to MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all these other left-wing outlets. So, I mean, Fox, while yes, it sucks, it's still nothing compared to all the other left-wing outlets. They all suck. But given the fact that the left-wing outlets are a lot more numerous, and all they do is whine about Trump 24/7, whether it be TV or newspapers or magazines or whatever. If it's left-wing, all they do is complain about Trump. So, for a network that's been bleeding viewers for years, the move looks less like evolution and more like an act of desperation. The rebrand, goodbye MSNBC, hello MS Now, MS Paint. MSNBC launched in 1996 rather, as a joint venture between NBC and Microsoft. So you could do MS Paint. Actually, thinking of MS Paint, I think computers still do have MS Paint, don't they? Hang on. MS Paint. Yeah, still have it. Yeah. Yeah, still have MS Paint. I mean, I don't use MS Paint. I have Fire Alpaca, but I didn't even know if we still had MS Paint. Combination of two brands. Microsoft eventually left the partnership, but the NBC name and its prestige remain tied to the cable channel. That is now coming to an end. Later this year, MSNBC will relaunch as MS Paint. I'm just going to call it MS Paint. Short for My Source News Opinion. My Source News Opinion World. News and opinion. Sure. The iconic NBC peacock will be stripped from the logo, and the network will attempt to sell audiences on a refreshed. I seriously doubt that. Refreshed identity through aggressive marketing. Oh yeah, what are they gonna do? Come listen to us whine about Donald Trump some even more? Executives insist that on-air lineup will stay. So, yeah, Rachel Maddow, Lawrence O'Donnell, Joe Scarborough, Ari Melber, and other marquee personalities are expected to continue leading the prime time and morning. So really, what's changing? It's still going to be the same people. Oh my God, Donald Trump, the Republican, MAGA. Blah, blah. That's not rebranding. You're just taking the peacock away and a few letters, and it's still the same shit. Are these? You know what? Let them. Let them. They're tanking with ratings. They think that this is going to help. When they find out that it's not, hopefully they go under for good. The question remains, will changing the signs outside the building fix the channel's fundamental problems? Spoiler alert. Come here. Come here. Now brace yourselves. If you're eating, swallow, whatever it is, if you're drinking, put, because this spoiler is going to blow you the fuck away. Spoiler alert. No. I know. I had to let you know. I had beforehand, just in case you're. What? That is the spoiler of the century, John. But no, it's not going to help at all, because again, people aren't fucking stupid. People are tired of it. I've said before, after Trump's run of this term, these people will have complained about him for 15 years. They will have complained about this man. Going after him, going after MAGA. 15 years. And they seriously think that people are fucking stupid. Can't imagine why the ratings are going down. The corporate shuffle. Comcast creates Versant. This move comes as a part of a larger corporate restructuring. Comcast is spinning off MSNBC, CNBC, USA E, Oxygen, Golf Channel, and several other legacy channel cable outlets into a new standalone company called Versant. Versant will be a separate, publicly traded entity, giving these aging cable company networks room to operate without dragging down NBC Universal's broader film, streaming, and theme park business. Comcast and NBC Universal keep their crown jewels, NBC News, Universal Pictures, and Peacock, while Versant inherits the struggling cable bundles that fewer Americans are paying for every year. Mark Lazarus, the incoming CEO of Versant, painted the change as opportunity. Oh, yeah. Big opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity here. A lot of big things can be done. They're going to win. They're going to win bigly. There's going to be so much winning that everyone's going to be looking around and saying, I'm so tired of winning. I'm tired of winning. I got tired of winning a long time ago, but we're back. We're winning some more. Winning bigly. Big numbers. Really big numbers. Very big, fine numbers. I love the guy, but I'd have no problem acknowledging that he talks like a 5-year-old. Okay? He's a great guy, but he talks like a 5-year-old. But then again, I think he has to dumb things down for people. You know, because when he's dealing with certain people, it's like they need to be spoken to in smaller words. So, especially like the media. I mean, we all know the journalists like Joyless Reed over here have like the mental capacity of a fucking 5-year-old. So, you know, he's just doing, you know, he's talking to these people like they're his grandkids. Big numbers, winning bigly. very good things. Very smart guy. Very smart. Um, the Peacock is synonymous with NBC Universal. This gives us opportunity to chart our own path, create distinct brand. Oh, okay. If you're gonna keep the same people, you're not doing anything different. It's just you're gonna slap a new logo on it and be like, oh, here's the new thing, and it's still gonna be these fucking miserable people whining about Donald Trump and MAGA. Where's the rebranding? Where's the refreshing new step forward? But you know what? Again, let them. Just let them. The sooner we can get these people off air, the better. And again, Fox News is no better, but you have Fox News against MSNBC, CNN, ABC, and all these other left-wing outlets. So when it comes to the misinformation or the BS, I think the left wing's got a little bit of an advantage because they just have more media outlets than the right wing does. So, I mean, all news stations are bullshit. So, the PR spin is clear, but read between the lines. NBC is cutting MSNBC loose, formally acknowledging that the channel no longer represents the future of news division. Declining reach and relevance. At the peak during the first Trump administration, which was very long ago, very, very long, they've been very, very loud, very vocal about Donald Trump since day one. Complaining about him for a very long time. It's been a very long time. MSNBC was a ratings juggernaut for left-leaning audiences hungry for resistance coverage. Yeah, because when you all think and act the same, yeah, that's really a fucking resistance. But those days are long gone. Over the past decade, yes, it's been a fucking decade already since these people started, Donald Trump hurt my fake fucking vagina. The news network. The network has seen its pay TV reach collapse by more than 33%. 33%, that's a very big number. It's less than 40, but more than 30. Thanks for breaking it down for us, Mr. Trump. I never would have guessed that 33 was less than 40, but more than 30. Cord cutting has gutted the business model, while younger viewers increasingly bypass cable altogether in favor. Yeah, these fucking kids are getting their news from TikTok. And they wonder why people call them fucking retarded. Well, I heard on TikTok. There's the problem. There's your problem. This is why we think you're stupid, because you're getting your news from TikTok. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, competition from Fox News on the right and CNN in the left space have squeezed MSNBC's balls into they didn't say balls, into a narrow ideological corner. While it remains the second most watched cable news outlet, it has a larger audience than CNN, which isn't saying much. Its total audience is a fraction of what it used to be. Simply put, MSNBC's best days are behind it, and NBC clearly knows that. A name change with heavy baggage. Rebecca Cutler, president of MSNBC, acknowledged in an internal memo that this change will be difficult for longtime staff and viewers. For many of us who have spent years or decades here, it's hard to imagine the network by any other name. Okay, it's going to be a name change. Everyone, Joe and Rachel and all those people, they're still going to be there. So really, what's changing apart from the name? Seriously. Cutler also stressed that this was not a rash decision, emphasizing the planning behind the rebrand. Still, one can't ignore the timing. When a network that has been synonymous with NBC for decades suddenly drops the NBC name, NBC branding, is a sign of serious identity trouble. Rebranding to MS Paint may sound modern and snappy, but also reads like a forced acronym meant to mask decline. With the NBC stamp of credibility, the channel will have to stand entirely on its own reputation, which is Reputation. Oh, oh, those poor monkeys. And that reputation is shaky. The road ahead for MS Paint. NBC is doing more than taking its name back. It's also kicking the floundering news organization out of its house. The network will be moving out of NBC's famed Rockefeller Plaza headquarters and setting up shop in its own Manhattan location. The physical separation underscores just how final the divorce really is. Some NBC journalists, word used very loosely. It's a term we use here very, very loosely. I don't like to think of these people as journalists. They are opinionators. They have lots of opinions, but never any facts. No facts, no figures, no numbers. And they're just very bad people. Very, very bad. They lie. They make up things. They're big doo-doo heads. If it was up to me, I would like to stick bubblegum in their hair. Maybe piss in their cereal. Like to do that. But I would love the bubblegum in hair. I love that idea. Love it. Watching Rachel Mad Cow try to get bubblegum out of his hair. I'm sorry. What am I doing? You're doing an impression of Trump, John. Because you're acknowledging that he talks like a 5-year-old, but you're also acknowledging that it's okay to make fun of him while still liking him. Because that's how people can be and how they should be. Acknowledging that he does a lot, but also acknowledging that he talks like a 5-year-old and that it's okay to make fun of him. Unlike the other side, like, oh my god, you hurt my fake vagina. Physical separation underscores how final the divorce really is. Journalists, the journalists are even choosing to jump off the building, to jump ship to the cable channel. But MS Paint is now tasked with building its newsroom and infrastructure without relying on its parent company. Something these people find very hard because a lot of these people still rely on their parents. You know, they go to school for their crap degrees in gender studies and liberal arts, and then realize that they can't make an actual career out of them, and then they ask everyone else to pay back their student loans because the jobs that they get into don't make them they don't make jack shit from those. And then it's up to us to pay their student loans while they work as a barista at Starbucks. Also, while they parade around Starbucks saying that they demand $30 an hour. The strategy appears to be one of survival by grouping all of Comcast's declining cable brands under the Versant banner. The parent company can isolate the damage while freeing NBC Universal to focus on Peacock streaming. Blockbuster. We had a Blockbuster. It turned into a Dunkin' Donuts. It did turn into a Dunkin' Donuts. That building was empty for a while. We just got Dunkin' Donuts here. It was, a couple years ago they turned into a Dunkin' Donuts. But it was just kind of empty for a while, but it used to be a Blockbuster. I went in there once. I don't even remember what we went in there for. What video it was. I don't know. I just remember me and my friend went in there. But that was the last time I had been into a Blockbuster. Memories. Blockbuster movies and theme parks. For investors, this means Versant carries the baggage, while Comcast keeps the future-facing assets. Will audiences buy it? No! The challenge for MS Paint is clear. Convince audiences that it is more than a new coat of paint. For decades, MSNBC relied on the NBC name to give it institutional legitimacy. Without it, the network has just to stand solely on its editorial... But the editorial product is exactly where the problem lies. Viewers have who have drifted away, cite fatigue with partisan commentary, lack of fresh ideas, yeah, and over-reliance on the same rotating cast of primetime personalities. There's only so many times people can tune in to hear these fucking people complain about Donald Trump. Again, even during Biden's administration, they were whining about Donald Trump. This dude freaking Biden gets people killed from this terrible Afghanistan pullout, and what do they want to do? They want to whine about Donald Trump. Gee, I can't imagine why people got tired of it. A new name does not fix old content. If history is any guide, cable rebrands rarely deliver lasting turnarounds. Viewers who left have already found other options. Like maybe, I don't know, journalists that aren't biased, partisan at all, nonpartisan, you know, fairly on both sides. Fairly on both sides. They look at both sides. They go after both sides. The ones who stayed aren't likely to be impressed by a new acronym. And younger audiences who get their news from fucking TikTok, the group every media company is chasing, were never interested in cable to begin with. Final thoughts: take care of yourself and each other. Comcast's decision to spin off MSNBC into Versant and relaunch it as MS Paint is less about bold vision and more about corporate triage. This is a new network with a shrinking audience, a declining platform, and a fading cultural footprint. Yes, the NBC name is gone. Yes, the Peacock is gone. Yes, any kind of actual journalism that goes on in that place is gone. Yes, integrity is gone. But Rachel Madcow and Joe Scarborough and whoever are still there. The people you can trust. If the content doesn't change, why should viewers care? That's the neat part. You don't. For many, this rebrand will look like rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship. And unless MS Paint can reinvent itself in ways that go far beyond a logo swap, the story here won't be about a bold new beginning. It will be about the slow motion collapse of a once powerful news brand. Oh no. Anyway. In the great words of the comic book guy, worst rebranding ever. But seriously, this shows how one-sided they truly are, and I'm very glad to see Comcast is getting rid of it. Hopefully, with the spin-off NBC, we'll be able to return to a trustworthy source of news. But only time will tell. Typical corporate move: cut off the rotten limb and let it die on its own. Not that I disagree. MSNBC has been a blight since it was created. But I didn't hear Stephen Colbert. But didn't I hear Stephen Colbert just accepted a position there? Oh yeah, did he? I think I heard the same thing. Like, what was it, last week or the week before? One of those. I think he accepted over there. Oh, that's gonna be a delicious. That's gonna be delicious to watch if true. Yeah. So, again, these people, whether it's MSNBC, CNN. It doesn't matter. The fact is, these people have been bitching and complaining and whining, crying about Donald Trump and MAGA and all that for the last almost 15 years now. Despite that, the last president was Joe Biden, they still complained about Donald Trump. And there's only so much Donald Trump that people can handle. These people hate him. They hate the way he looks, the way he talks. These people are triggered by the sight of him, and yet they cannot shut the fuck up about him. It's fucking pathetic. These people talk about him more than his own supporters do, and then they wonder why their ratings are plummeting, why their shows are being canceled, because they're not doing anything apart from whining about Trump and MAGA. Again, this dude is having world leaders at the White House trying to end this war between Russia and Ukraine, and they're still going after the guy. Because they're miserable fucking cunts who can't be happy with anything. They want him to fail. They want the war to continue. And then you have people like Rachel Madcow and everyone else trying to push that. And then they wonder why no one wants to watch anymore. Oh well. Have fun with the rebrand. I'm sure it'll work real well. I'm sure it will work very, very good. You guys are going to win bigly. Numbers will be through the roof. It will be like the great glass Wonkavator, up and out, through the roof, so high you can see your house. And then you win the entire chocolate factory. I love chocolate. Very good. Very, very good. I don't like the dark chocolate. I prefer the white. White chocolate is the best. No, white chocolate's fucking disgusting. If you say you love white chocolate, you need to be just admitted into a fucking psych ward. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Up and out. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye.